Welcome to Attleboro Update. Chief Kyle Heagney has announced that the Attleboro Police Department will be conducting compliance checks of liquor establishments in the near future. The compliance checks will ensure that bars, restaurants, and liquor stores are verifying age with proper identification prior to selling alcoholic beverages. The checks are part of a program that began in April when the Attleboro Police Department was awarded nearly $10,000 in grant funding as part of the 2013 Underage Alcohol Enforcement Grant Program. We spoke with Detective Sergeant Arthur Brillon of the Attleboro Police Department about why compliance checks are an important tool for the department.
My name is Arthur Brillon. I'm a Detective Sergeant with the Attleboro Police Department. I'm speaking to you today in regards to a program that the Attleboro Police is once again participating in, the underage compliance checks for alcohol sales. We've found businesses within the city who sell alcohol to be cooperative in this program in protecting our youth. During the program, police officers utilize undercover operatives to attempt to purchase alcohol. Quite often, almost always, they're turned away when they don't have identification or the proper identification. Once in a while, they're not turned away and the individual business pays the consequence in the form of some type of a sanction. However, as I said, most businesses are very cooperative in the program in protecting our youth. The Attleboro Police Department, as I said, is participating in this program, which is a grant. It's, I believe the Attleboro Police Department got in the area of $10,000 to utilize to protect youth against underage drinking. That's a two-part program. In the spring, as you may or may not remember, we did compliance checks in the form of security patrols at liquor stores and cops and shops program, where a police officer would actually stand inside the store and try and identify youths attempting to purchase alcohol. The other part of the program is compliance checks, where the underage operative is used and the underage operative attempts to purchase alcohol and, as I said, is normally turned away. But I can tell you from my personal experience, it appears as though the word is getting out. Maybe they're moving to communities that don't participate in this program, but in my opinion, we certainly are seeing a decrease. I personally worked some of the undercover investigations or surveillances, and it appears as though each time you get less and less, which suggests to me that the word is getting out. Quite honestly, my advice to youth of Attleboro would be that you hold off drinking. I understand once you become 21 years old, you're legal to drink. I certainly would encourage moderation. I would encourage that you do that safely at the appropriate time. But up until that point, I would strongly encourage Attleboro youth just to be patient. Grow up, when you become of legal age, then you could consume a beer with your father, sitting outside, or at the appropriate time, in the appropriate manner, and with the appropriate protections in place. As a parent myself, I would certainly recommend that people stay actively involved in their teen behavior and actions, and keep an eye on them, where they're going, know who they're with. Certainly, I would encourage against purchasing alcohol for them, which is actually, something that we've seen on one or two occasions, and I would discourage that immensely. I would encourage parents to stay involved and to advise their youth of the dangers of drinking. We have experienced a very good response from our business owners, liquor establishments in Attleboro. Some are more proactive than others. There have been a few situations where, for whatever reason, the underage operative was served alcohol. The business owner, received an appropriate punishment, accepted that, and moved forward. On the other hand, we've had business owners that have gone above and beyond, have reached out to us to see how they could help, what precautions they could take. And I certainly applaud those business owners that take the time to make sure, number one, that a person purchasing alcohol has their identification, that it's a legal identification, it's not a forged ID and such. I would applaud that. I would just be, as a business owner, I would just be protective of your license, act within the guidelines and be alert to the possibility that persons could be attempting to purchase alcohol while not, when they're not legal.